Don't look at me, bro. Hi, my name is Kyle and welcome to the channel. In this video, you can tell Mickey Mouse is not very happy and neither is his parent company, ABC, because they're feeling the hard impact of the disastrous Oscar ratings because the advertisers, ones that pay the bills, are feeling uncertainty. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about that. I'm going to talk to you about how critical race theory is rearing its ugly head for these woke Hollywood executives. They're learning now that if you go woke, you go broke. You would think they should know this by now. They don't want to learn this lesson. And I have a really good video coming up on Star Wars if I can ever put it together. But it should be interesting and fun to see how it's going across the scene with the showrunners down to the storytelling rooms and everything within Disney. And it's hurting the brand, hurting the company. And even with the NBA, people said to me, hey, Kyle, you know what? NBA doesn't care because they're selling out to China. To an extent, I do agree that they do have China getting those dollars over there. But at the same time, number two, they don't want to lose money here in America. But also, number one, is that they do not want to affect their brand. Across any company, they spend millions of dollars a year just for commercials, just to keep their brand in people's minds as thinking that they're good. That's why you don't want people like this one actress, I think her name is Chrissy, whatever her name is, Stigon, whatever her name is. I don't even know how to pronounce her name. Encourage that person to, you know what I'm talking about. I don't even want to mention it on the air. But now Target's pulled her plug and everything else because they don't want us to be associated with someone that disgusting of a person. Okay, so let's get into this article. Millions of Americans who have grown weary of left-wing lectures from celebrities decided against watching this year's Academy Awards. No fake. Helping to send the ratings for the ABC telecast plummeting to their lowest level in modern history. For the first time on this channel's history, I didn't do one video for Oscars. I usually do movie reviews for Oscars. Say, hey, this movie's good, this movie's not good. Here's my conservative take. I didn't even bother this year. I can see that every single year I was doing them, there was less people going into the videos to watch them, and it just wasn't worth the effort. And no one cares about this anyway. So I stopped doing it. So I didn't even look at the Oscars this year. In fact, I still, to this day, do not know what film was nominated. I still don't know what film won Best Picture. And if I find out I do, it's going to be happenstance. I'm not going to look for it. Now, they had a meeting, a press conference with their advertisers. And here you have a quote by the head of advertising and sales and partnerships, Miss Rita Farrell. She's giving some little answer here. I'm not going to read that. But according to a Deadline report, which is right here, Disney's stung by hard impact of Oscars catering ratings, all sponsorships under spotlight, ad boss says. So this article goes into that. And this quote here is the beginning. I'm not going to read that because I really don't care. But it says here, the troubling numbers come as Disney-owned ABC asked advertisers to shell out $2 million and more for 30-second spots in Hollywood's biggest night. And they don't want to do that. Also, 93rd Academy Award telecast on ABC drew 10.4 million viewers, a drop of more than 50% from the previous year's low. The previous year's low. That's incredible. If it's just one year going from 50% down, you can maybe, it's bad, but you know, whatever. But the previous year was the lowest of all time, so it's worse than that by 50%. Annual broadcast has seen its viewership decline since 2014 when it attracted 43.7 million. Look at that. 10.4 to 43.7 in about 7 years. Fascinating. And the Oscars, the Academy Award, has always been the creme de la creme of award shows. I couldn't wait to watch the Oscars. I would just wait all year. I would even wake up in the morning when they would do the announcement for the nominations. I would have a pencil and pad, whatever. I would see what was the best picture, what the best supporting actor, actresses, director, and I would go out and do my best to watch all those films. And that way, when it came time for the award show, I would have my predictions and have a good time. A good night for me, for movie lovers. Not anymore. One more thing that these woke leftists, social justice warriors, these virtue signaling, these people who don't care anything about the medium that they're complaining about, they just want to cause a ruckus because they have a cause that no one cares about. They yell loud enough, they can make a stink, and that's what they do. However, in the process, they destroy everything in its wake, and that's what it is. These Twitter brigade blue check markers just don't care. They're loud. Until Hollywood, the NBA, until these corporations understand that these people are not the reality. In fact, they've already did a study where the people on Twitter probably aren't even able to vote. They're teenagers. So you're listening and making business decisions majority by people who are kids, just whining and complaining and making a big stink about it. And then businesses making millions of dollars decisions, billions of dollars of decisions on those opinions. Ratings collapse could hurt Disney's ability to command top dollar from advertisers. You think? Because Disney suggested that all corporate sponsorships will be reviewed. All corporate sponsorships will be reviewed. That means they're going to have to go back to the drawing board and justify the cost for the advertising dollars. If they can't justify that because they can't get anyone to watch the shows, then they're going to have very very bad ads at a very low rate, and they're going to have to lay people off. Because no matter how big companies get, Disney's a big company, but the departments still have budgets. You know, they may have money in other areas, but they're not going to divert money over there to bail out another area unless they really have to. They're just going to do layoffs and cuts and streamline so they can make their quota for the year for that quarter. That's it. They have to have that money coming in. And not only that, the brand is so important to these companies. Brand is so important. Just like I may have mentioned before, where the NBA said, well, they get all their stuff out of China, that they don't need American markets because they have the viewership there. Well, that may be true. They also want the American market. Also, and more importantly, they want their brand to be looked at favorably. That's very, very important. Companies spend millions of dollars every year to make sure that their brand is looked at favorably, even if they aren't selling anything. A lot of these companies that do umbrellas, that don't actually do a product, they just want to let you know, hey, we're the parent company, we're this big standing company, this is who we are, and we want you to know that we're great people. And that's what they want to do because that helps with their approach to business, it helps with relationships, and it helps with the bottom line. It just does. And they don't want their brand tarnished. You think of the word Enron. What do you think about when you hear Enron, right? That's what I'm talking about. There's a reason why Arthur Andersen Consulting changed their name to, Accenture. Here, Wall Street Journal had an article here where they had a bad week. Streaming subscriptions miss expectations. Park revenue sinks following critical race theory controversy. We'll get to that in a second. And so again, all this woke stuff ain't helping. No one wants to go to the parks. Star Wars is tanking. No one's buying the toys. We've got a big story on Star Wars coming up soon. I just can't wait to get it out there to show you. But yeah, Star Wars is tanking. No one wants to buy any of that stuff. The Mandalorian is the only saving grace for that. And that just was happenstance. And the story behind that is really fascinating. Again, I can't wait to tell that story. Critical race theory is racist. It is a Marxist opinion. It's based on a dude named Karl Marx. I watched the video with Jordan Peterson, how he just totally destroyed the Marxist philosophy, the Communist Manifesto, and he just takes it apart because it makes no sense. And so that is what critical race theory is based on. They're basing these decisions, these companies are basing their decisions on these narratives that are totally fake, and it's costing the companies millions and millions of dollars. And I don't know when they're going to figure this out. And lastly, it says here that the company is still dealing with the fallout and the revelation that it promoted critical race theory to its employees, encouraging them to strive for equity or the equality of outcome and to reflect on America's racist infrastructure. I got something to say about that too, because China mentioned that as well. But again, equity of outcome is socialism, okay? You get opportunity. You can't guarantee equity of outcome. That means we're all the same. And then that goes into a whole thing of who's determined that. And it's just unsustainable, ridiculous, and just impossible. And so that's where they're headed. And hopefully they will come to their senses and realize that, hey, we can't do this. But at the same time, people aren't that forgiving. So we'll see what happens with people going forward if they want to continue supporting Disney, ABC, and these companies. Disney Plus, they're not doing very well right now because there's nothing people want to see. The Marvel Universe is going woke and no one cares about that either. And they're in for a rude awakening this summer when they find out that no one's going to go to their movies like they expect them to go. So let me know what you think about this. This is Disney. This is the Oscars. Not two very popular topics on this channel, but it does play into that whole thing again. You go woke, you're going to go broke. What are your thoughts on that? Let me know in the comments. I'd be really curious to know what you think. Like we do in this channel, we take pop culture and politics and filter it to you in a conservative manner. In other words, filter it to you right. please click the like and subscribe button and that bell icon so you don't miss any future content. And also hit that join button if you want to learn how to support this channel. We'd really be appreciative of that. As always, please check out some content that we have right